Hi, welcome back to my channel. I am Fifi Mason, a British introvert who likes to talk about personality, introversion, personal branding, and how to show up and make an impact in the world. And today I want to talk about self-silencing. This is a term I use to describe the way we don't speak out. We dismiss our own ideas and perspectives and keep them to ourselves for fear of the consequences. We're not expressing ourselves, what we think deep down, and this is a big problem. I am now shifting a bit of my focus in my business towards helping my clients stop self-silencing, and that's because I asked myself my why question. And this is a question I use with my clients quite often. And it is to help you figure out what is that deeper why, that deeper purpose that is driving you, and not the surface level to make more money, to have an income, which is very important. But we want to get a bit more clear on that. And so the question I ask my clients, and I've asked myself recently, is what did you see in the world that you wanted to change? And the problem that I'm seeing and the struggle that I'm seeing in the world is that there are individuals who are afraid to speak up, speak out about things that are important to them. And this has a knock-on effect in their business as well as their lives. Recently I've noticed how important it is for us to speak out and talk about things in our lives, in our business, and in society, and not be afraid to do that. And I see quiet, introverted individuals, business owners and coaches who want to make a difference in the world and they want to transform people's lives, but they're holding themselves back. And they have ideas, perspectives, opinions that we need in the world. We need to hear those. So my mission now is shifted towards this avenue of thinking and working on helping my clients find their voice, move past that discomfort, the discomfort that they feel when sharing things on social media, sharing things for their business, sharing things that have a meaning in their life, and not feeling like they can do that. And I want to shift to help them stop self-silencing and start showing up to help their clients and to have a better life. There's nothing stopping us but ourselves, and that is an important thing to think about, because very often we can get so caught up in what our personality is and how we are more quiet and introspective and inward focused, and it is a challenge to show up and be visible when it's not naturally our way of being, but it doesn't mean we can't do it. We can work towards that, and we can get past some of the things that might be holding you back, and we can figure out how to stop self-silencing and really start being our authentic self. So today I'm going to be sharing 5 reasons why we self-silence, and I'll also share my personal experiences with this and then what we can do to start showing up. So in the journey of getting visible, becoming known, and growing your demand as a business owner, as a coach, I've identified 3 stages to getting visible. And the first one is show up. This is the stage where you've just got to start getting out there and start getting visible. The next stage is be consistent. And that's making sure that you're putting out consistent content and doing it in a way that is balanced and aligned with your energy. And the next one is to amplify your impact and to get to a point where you're able to talk about the things that you are an expert in and be able to do that confidently and start doing it in other forms, such as being a podcast guest or doing some live interviews or trainings, that kind of thing. But in all of these stages, we hit barriers, and Today I just want to talk about the barrier that you hit in the show up stage, because that's the first thing that's going to be a problem for you, and that is when self-silencing is the biggest challenge that you'll face. I describe it as hitting the discomfort wall, and that is when you let self-silencing get in the way of you showing up, and when these fears and doubts and all of these things start to creep in. And I can recognize this in my own journey as a business owner. In my first year as a freelancer, I was not showing up. I was hiding myself, and I knew the importance of being visible and showing my face, but I had one photograph that I was happy to share, and that was it. And I wasn't posting anything about myself. Everything on social media was a tip or a technique, something to help them in some way, but it was not unique. It was not any of my own ideas and perspectives. It was just the general things that I had learned and I knew. And I wasn't being myself. I wasn't sharing my opinions, and I wasn't sharing my own ideas. And that led to me having some very particular clients that were very difficult. And there were a few days where I just didn't even want to get out of bed, and I'd been reduced to tears by a client because they wanted so much more from me than I could give. And I recognized that this was because I wasn't aligned with them. They didn't trust in me as an expert. They didn't see me as an expert. They saw me just doing the job for them. And this was a huge problem. I also wasn't doing the work that I felt satisfied doing. I didn't feel like I was having an impact on my clients and their success and their results. I didn't see how what I was doing was even helping them in any way. And I was losing my passion and my energy for it. I really just did not want to work anymore. And I got to a point where I was even considering going back to work for someone else. And this started off my self-discovery journey of learning more about personal branding and figuring out who I am in business, who I want to help the most, how I want to do that, and how I'm going to communicate that. And the reason I was not attracting the right clients and ended up in this position was because I wasn't sharing things about myself. I wasn't sticking to my values. I wasn't allowing people to see the real me, and I was holding myself back, and I was self-silencing. I'm going to share with you the 5 reasons we self-silence. And I want you to think about whether you recognize any of these in your life. And it could be in your business, it could be in your personal life. See if they resonate with you in any way. So the first reason that you might self-silence and stop yourself being authentic and showing up is that you're terrified of sharing more about yourself, your views, and your business because of what people might think about you. You're constantly worried about the opinions of your friends, of your family, of your colleagues, your peers, your clients, those who matter to you in some capacity. You are worrying what they will think about you and what their opinion is of you. The fear of rejection is holding you back, and you're trapped in this never-ending cycle of self-doubt and anxiety. So the second reason that you might be self-silencing is that you're afraid that being too promotional or expressing opinions that don't align with someone else's will upset them. You feel responsible for other people's feelings, even if it means sacrificing your own growth and your own success. The third reason you could be self-silencing is you often feel like your thoughts, your ideas, your opinions are insignificant and that they won't make a difference to anyone. And that fear of being overlooked and unheard is crushing your spirit, and you're losing confidence and you're unsure of your ability to contribute to the world and actually make an impact. And the fourth reason is you worry about being challenged or questioned on your ideas, and you fear that you won't be able to defend yourself or express yourself effectively, and you have anxiety around being proven wrong or appearing foolish, and it makes you feel less confident, and it makes you feel like you can't assert yourself in situations because you're worrying that they might turn around and tell you you're wrong or question it, and you don't feel prepared enough to actually stand firm in those ideas. And the fifth and final reason that you might be self-silencing is imagining people laughing at you and not taking you seriously and leaving you feeling isolated and alone. And that fear of rejection, of being ostracized, it's paralyzing, and it impacts your ability to connect with others, and you're just struggling to find your place in the world. So if you recognize yourself in any of these, then you are self-silencing, and this is something that you can work on and work past, because we need to get to a stage where we are showing up confidently, comfortably, and we don't care what people think. We don't worry about how our opinions will affect others, so long as we are being respectful, and we don't get stuck because we're worried that people are not going to take us seriously. So I have a strategy to help you with this today, and it's to look at the visibility pillars. The visibility pillars are the three things that we are lacking or that we need to overcome this discomfort and to stop self-silencing. And these are belief, balance, and belonging. Belief is knowing your values, knowing what you stand for, and knowing your boundaries. Balance is knowing what your capabilities are, knowing your energy and how to balance your energy, and also knowing what your focus is and having a core focus. Belonging is to know your purpose, know your place, and know your people. So let's dig into those a little bit more. When we have belief in ourselves, when we can really understand what our opinions are, what our perspectives are, we're going to have a lot more confidence in what we're saying and what we're talking about. And so this really does start with getting aligned with your values and knowing what your core values are, so that you can put those into your business and into your life and implement them in a way that you can stand by them and have them as your guide on your journey. Knowing your boundaries is being clear on what you will say yes to, what you will say no to. And it also interlinks with your values, so they help you make decisions in your business, in your life. If you have your boundaries and your values clear, it's going to guide you in the right direction. And knowing what you stand for is getting clear on your opinions and your beliefs, having conviction and standing firm in those, so that you feel confident that you are talking about things that really matter for you. So balance is knowing your capabilities, your energy, and your core focus. And really it's looking at what your strengths are, but from the perspective of your abilities. So looking deeper at what you're capable of, what you're good at, and focusing more on that. Getting clear on what is your zone of genius and really being more focused on just that one thing. And knowing your energy is very important, specifically for introverts, because we need to be able to balance that energy. But I speak of energy in two ways. There is your metaphysical energy and your physical energy. So your physical energy, your mental energy can be drained by social interaction, but your metaphysical energy could be increased by doing something that you're passionate about, that is leaning into your power and your strengths. And knowing your core focus, again, comes back to your capabilities and also your energy, your metaphysical energy, because we need to have that passion and we need to have that ability, the capability, and we need to balance our social energy, but we need to then focus on the right things and take them into account when it comes to what we focus on to keep our balance. And the final one, belonging. This is a need for us. It is one of the hierarchy of needs, and it is looking at your purpose. As I mentioned earlier in the video, you can think about that question, what did you see in the world that you wanted to change? And have that as your guide. Then you have your place and your people, getting clear on who you want to help the most and the space that you sit in. So getting clear on who and how you're going to help people the most is going to give you a sense of belonging, because when you're so clear on who you help, how you help them, your purpose, the people, your place, that is going to help you feel so much more confident and comfortable, because it's where you belong. It's what you were meant to do. You were put on the earth to do this, and you have this purpose and this sense of belonging because they are your people, that is your place, and that is your purpose. So these three visibility pillars, belief, balance, and belonging, and getting an understanding of those three areas is going to help you have clarity, confidence, and be consistent as you put yourself out there and start showing up in the world. So I want to leave you thinking about growing your business and attracting clients that align with your values and your goals, and creating a sustainable business or coaching practice that allows you to make a difference in the world. So I have a quiz that can help you identify your self-silencing tendencies and also figure out your visibility style. So I will have a link in the description to check that out. It's going to help you just get clear on what it is for you that is the core problem, and align your visibility efforts and how you're making an impact and how you're showing up with your introverted personality. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe. It really means the world to me to hear from you as well. So please leave a comment and let me know what you think to this idea of self-silencing, and if you can recognize yourself in any of those 5 reasons. Thanks for watching.